fight fans, welcome back to the MMA Wiz Kid, where a kid calls the fights before the pros do. I'm Brody, your host, and joining me as always, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, fight fans across the globe. Before we jump into these three massive UFC fight cards, I gotta introduce the man, the myth, the meat-loving machine. He's the only guy who cuts weight by cutting into a steak. He's got more flavors than a fully loaded nacho platter. His tradition might be always medium rare, but his takes are always well done. He's the food fuel phenomenon, the heavyweight of the dinner plate, the seasoning, the king of carnivore. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the undefeated steak-eating champion of the world, Ribeye Rebel!
Let's go! I'm juiced up, fired up, and ready to go. Let's dig into it.
Today we're recapping UFC 322, UFC Fight Night Tsarukyan versus Hooker, and looking ahead at UFC 323.
We got a packed show for you today, so hang tight, sit back, grab your popcorn, because Brody's getting ready to bring some fight action.
And grab a steak just in case.
That's right. Make sure you have a knife and fork, because clearly in the introduction, I had one of those.
And before we get into this, please remember to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on all our videos. Now, let's dive into it.
Let's talk about the first fight that was
UFC 322.
UFC 322. Who was the main event on that card?
And the main event, Islam Makhachev dethroned Jack Della Maddalena by a boring unanimous decision.
It was a dominant win.
But boring.
Very boring. I mean, clearly Jack couldn't get off his back.
And he looked very frustrated throughout the entire fight. He's like, I gotta get up.
Well, imagine training for 8 weeks in preparation for a fight where you've been able to get up. But you're training with the best wrestlers in the world. And then all of a sudden you get this guy that now you can't get up.
Ugh.
Imagine how frustrating that would be.
Yeah. And his control time through the entire fight was, guess how long?
20 minutes.
20 minutes, exactly.
Wow. Ding, ding, ding. It's like I saw the show notes before we started.
Well, that's because you did.
But so, clearly a dominant win for Makhachev. Now he's the 170. He's a double belt champion. And, I mean, there's a lot of upside. I'm afraid that the division's going to be boring, kind of like 55 got. What do you think?
Well, you got a rising contender right now, Ian Machado, Gary, and Michael Morales right now. So you got two rising stars in the making, and Carlos the Nightmare Prates, which we'll talk about later in this card. So let's talk about the co-main event.
All right, tell me who the co-main event was.
In the co-main event, Valentina Shevchenko defeated Zhang Weili by a dominant yet boring performance.
Yeah, it was another one, right? Her size was just way too dominant for Weili. And clearly Weili's going to have to go back to the drawing board. Hopefully she goes back down to 15, right?
To fight Mackenzie Dern.
Yeah, I think that'd be a great fight. And, I mean, what a great title shot. Mackenzie Dern versus Weili. I mean, Weili might get her champ status back again. Mackenzie Dern's scrappy, so it should be fun. Mm-hmm. Who else was on that card?
Before that, Michael Morales defeated Sean Brady by first round knockout.
Ooh. Yeah, Michael Morales really hit him with that right hand, and it dropped him, and it was out.
And before that, he threw a couple of big bangers. And I think he beat him more dominant than Bilal could ever beat Sean Brady.
Yeah, and I mean, he put himself up into the conversation on title shots somehow. I mean, he hadn't been that high in the rankings, but beating a Sean Brady, who was almost like a number one contender.
No, he actually was the number one contender.
Well, who was the number one contender, puts him as the number one contender, right?
Yes.
But who all now is trying to get that title shot?
Well, you also got Ian Machado Gary and Carlos Prates, which before the Sean Brady and Michael Morales fight, he knocked out Leon Edwards. He's the first person ever to knock out Leon Edwards.
I mean, he did it in dominating fashion. It was a great win for Prates, and I think he was smoking a cigarette in his press conference. He's a fun guy. He's a likable guy. Like, if the UFC is going to give one of those two a title shot, it'll be Prates over Morales, in my opinion, just because he brings a little bit more than just inside the cage.
And he has more stardom.
That's what I'm saying, man. I think that's a great pick. But who do you think is going to get it? But yeah, and then you had a big fight that was coming up between Machado Gary and Bilal, and depending on who wins that fight, those guys are also vouching for a number one contender fight, right?
They just fought attention span of a goldfish.
So you got a group of guys that are all #1 contenders between Prates, Morales, Ian Machado, Gary, Bilal, Sean Brady. You got this whole group of guys. A couple of them just won. We're getting ready to get into another one of those in the next card. But, I mean, that division is like pretty active. And it's going to take somebody who's got great takedown defense to have a chance at beating Islam, right? He's got good striking, too. Who do you think it's going to be?
Well, looking right now at the stardom, it's either Carlos Prates or Ian Machado Gary. It's probably going to be Ian Machado Gary right here because he beat Carlos Prates in all 5 rounds.
It's true. And he put out an awesome promo that we'll talk about here in a little bit. Anybody else from 322 that you want to highlight before we jump into the next card?
Benoit Saint Denis. He knocked Beneil Dariush out.
First round.
16 seconds. But Beneil's throwing some pretty heavy leg kicks though, but then...
Man.
Oh!
Well, you never see Benny miss weight, right? He missed weight. Something will seem to be off. He's not the type to give excuses, but I hope he's okay, and I hope he can continue fighting. I mean, we're obviously big fans of Beneil Dariush. So.
But I don't think he's said anything since the fight.
No, it's not his style. He's going to try and go back to the training board and do it again. But, yeah, I think it's Benoit, big showing. And he's putting himself right back up into the race at 55, right?
I think this is like the first time in a few years that he's not in the top 10.
Because who's the #1 guy in 55?
Arman Tsarukyan, which we'll talk about later.
Anybody else you want to highlight from that card in 322?
Rapid fire.
Bam! Let's go!
Bonico defeated Rodolfo Vieira by 3rd round knockout.
That was nasty. Big win for him.
It was no Quinlan Southkill knockout, but it was a brutal knockout. And before that, Gregory Rodriguez defeated Roman Kopylov by unanimous decision. Dominant performance.
Yep.
Very dominant. Aaron Blanchfield defeated Tracy Cortez by 2nd round submission. And Ethan Ewing defeated Malcolm Wellmaker by unanimous decision, which was the fight of the month, actually.
Was it really? Well, that guy, I mean, he put on a performance of his life.
Yeah, and Cody had him backed out on short notice, like 2 days.
Wow.
And that guy just stepped up and, fly.
Well, and it's got to be tough for Wellmaker, too, because he could have easily said, no, I'm going to wait and fight in a couple weeks. He wanted to fight. He took that fight, and Ethan really stood up and just like...
Kind of embarrassed himself in Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, I mean, Ethan looked great.
He had a chance to prove his stardom, and he just got knocked out by the non-ranked professional, and he had to go up and wait to experience that loss.
Well, the highest of highs and the lowest is lows.
0-1 in featherweight.
Oh, man. Well, that was it for 322. Massive card. Some massive knockouts.
Some boring fights.
Some boring fights as well, especially the 2 title fights were pretty boring, if we must say.
I want to get a refund on those.
But you have to appreciate the skill of Makhachev and Valentina Shevchenko. Because to be able to be that dominant against the best people in the world is a talent.
Yeah.
Right? Now, what they do from here to make it a little more active so they're not just holding them down, I think is something they're going to have to address. But talent nonetheless, right? To be able to hold down a guy that was able to beat up Bilal Muhammad like he did and prevent the takedown.
But that was his warm-up fight.
It wasn't, but clearly it wasn't a warm-up fight because he wasn't able to stop any takedowns.
Well, it was supposed to be a warm-up fight.
Yeah, well, he's going back to the drawing board too. He'll be back at the top. He's fun to watch. I'm excited to see where he goes. And yeah, great card. Let's go to the next one. Who was the next card?
In that main event, Arman Tsarukyan defeated Dan Hooker by 2nd round arm triangle.
Darce. Yeah, I mean, first off, Hooker looked like Megamind by the way he had all the hematoma just going across his whole forehead.
Well, if you think that was Megamind, did you see Wadi Jarjacek against Zhang Wei Li?
She was
in the first fight?
Yeah. That was nasty. I mean, can you imagine how bad that hurt too, just being over top of her whole forehead? But big win for Tsarukyan. It was a dominant win. I think Hooker was really biting off more than he could chew. He was just trying to see if he could get up there. And he's a fan favorite. A lot of people love Hooker because of his fighting style. But Tsarukyan, man, I mean, the way he was getting out of some of these rear naked chokes and
gillies. Oh,
yeah.
And he just turned like it was nothing.
So, I mean, he's a contender. That's the reason nobody wants to fight him. Because he's not an easy fight.
Yeah.
Right? But who was the co-main of that fight?
Co-main event, Ian Machado Gary defeated Bilal Muhammad by unanimous decision, 30-27, 30-27, 29-28.
I mean, he looked good. He stopped the takedowns, right?
Every single one of them.
And his striking looked crisp. I think his call-out was probably better than his performance. But, hey, I think he's stopping all those takedowns.
Are you saying that Ian Machado's Gary's performance was boring?
No, never said that. I just think his call-out was really good, like with his effort to try and get Makhachev to fight him. And I thought the fight was closer than they maybe made it sound to be. Bilal was still hitting Ian. I mean, Ian can take a punch is the thing I realized.
He barely hit him. I think only landed like 20 strikes on him.
He still hit him nonetheless.
Ian landed like 100 strikes.
Yeah. I mean, it was a big fight for him. Big win. And is Bilal the gatekeeper for the title shot?
I don't know.
I mean, look at it. JDM just fought him. Boom.
Well, that was because he was the champion.
Yeah, but they said it was his warm-up fight. Yeah. So is Bilal the warm-up fight for Machado Gary now against Makhachev?
Yeah.
Think so?
Yeah.
I mean, I think he's got the best case to get in that title shot. Mm-hmm. He beat Prates.
He hasn't fought Morales, though, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Well, Morales, who did Morales beat before he fought?
Gilbert.
He beat Gilbert Burns?
Yeah, I don't see Morales in a title picture right now, but maybe in the future.
The UFC needs a star to go against Makhachev. You look at Makhachev and the history of him.
A guy who speaks English and knows trash talk.
Yeah.
Like Connor.
Well, I mean, that's what Ian Machado Gary says he is. He says he's the protege of McGregor.
Well, he talks like McGregor.
Yeah, and Makhachev is the protege of Khabib. So guess what?
Protege
Khabib
versus
McGregor.
protege.
Let's go. But I think both of these guys are better than their protege. So,
like Islam has better striking than Khabib, and Ian Machado Gary has better striking and cardio than Conor McGregor.
Well, and clearly takedown defense and grappling. I mean, going down to shoot the box and training with Oliveira and all those Brazilians has clearly helped him out a lot.
Yeah.
So, we'll see. I mean, I think it'll be an exciting fight. The part of me that thinks that none of these guys have a chance against Makhachev is... It's sad because I want somebody to beat Makhachev.
Yes.
But, I mean, Makhachev could strike too, so we'll see what happens. I think it makes it an intriguing 170-pound division.
Yeah.
Who was the fight before that?
Before that, Volkan Oezdemir defeated Alonzo Menifield by knockout, proving that he is a prospect in the top 10.
Yeah, he's got some heavy hands. He makes people go to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No wonder why he lost to Carlos Ulberg. And Ulberg defeated Menifield even faster. I think that was like 10 seconds.
This sport is so recency. Like, you need to be recent and you need to be fighting competitively, continuously. Because Ulberg is still a top guy, right? Isn't he coming off of a win in his last fight?
Yeah, so we're Dominic Reyes.
Calling out the title fight, but now we're just like almost forgetting about him.
Come on, he's going to probably fight Yuri Prochazka.
Think so?
Yeah.
We'll see. Who else was on that card?
Before that, Mitabek Orobai defeated the Joker Jack Hermanson. Well, I guess Mitabek Orobai was that.
Hermanson's got I think he goes to sleep a lot in the cage, so I think that was another time, unfortunately.
2 straight knockout losses. Not looking good on his record.
Nope. Who was before that one?
Before that, Waldo Salsaboy Cortez Acosta took on 2 days short notice against Shamil Kazeem, and he knocked him out in the first round. He only had 1 loss on his record. Then 2.
Yeah. I mean, Cortez Acosta's fun. He's entertaining. The heavyweights need somebody like this to be rising up the ranks and to be making a name for himself like he is. What is that, 3 fights now in the last 2 months?
I think he's had a lot of fights this year, though.
He has. I mean, I feel like it's been 3 in just the past couple months, right?
Yeah.
So, hey, he's making a lot of money, too, so good for him.
Mm-hmm.
And he's fun. You know, I mean, he came in there with the eye patch in. He put an eye patch on Bisping. So he's playing into the parody of the Aspinall thing, and I'm curious to see what can happen from it all.
Yeah, and he's got an upcoming fight, which we'll tell you about later in the show, in the announcement part.
Wow. Any other fights you want to highlight before we jump into 323, which is coming up this weekend, right?
Uh-huh.
Hold up. Rapid fire, go.
Luke Riley defeated Bogdan Grad in his UFC debut in round number 2 by knockout.
What else?
Sue Almabayev defeated Alex Perez by third round gilly.
Almabayev, man, he's making his way up to the top pretty quick, isn't he?
Yeah. And I think that loss to Manel Kopp was like a bounce back.
Yeah.
I think he's learned from that mistake and now he's improving. He just beat Alex Perez.
These guys with these wrestling backgrounds, like, they're tough, man. He's tough.
We need a striker who can defend wrestling.
That's right. That's right. Come on.
Yeah.
Where are you at?
Yeah!
All right, anybody else you want to highlight, or you want to go ahead and jump all over to 323?
Let's jump all over to UFC 323.
Who's the main event for this coming weekend's fight?
In the main event, we have a rematch between two top prospects in the bantamweight division. The champion, Merab, trying to defend his title against Piotr Jan for the rematch.
And we're whispering because there's a baby sleeping downstairs, and we don't want to wake the baby.
No, there isn't. I'm just sounding like a nature documentary guy.
So you got Merab versus Piotr Jan. They've already fought one time. How did the first fight go between them?
In the first fight, Merab defeated Piotr Jan. Not surprised. Guess what the scorecard was?
50-45.
Yes, 50-45. Your attention span is starting to grow a little bit.
Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate
If
those
you
words
mess
of
up on the show,
encouragement.
I'm going to say that you have the attention span of a fish.
Oh, that's hurtful. But they like drama, so I guess it works, right?
Yeah.
Son calls dad and tells him he has the attention span of a goldfish. All right. So I'm thinking that the mob called and said, hey, I want to have my 4th title fight defense this year.
Yeah, I think they just want to highlight Merab this time and just be like, okay, go play, kid, go.
What if nobody else was available and could fight? So they're like, all right, Jan it is. Let's go. Here you go. Here's your fight, Merab. Thank you for all you're doing for the company.
Yeah, if there's no one else in the bantamweight division, you know what he does? Either moves up to featherweight or moves down to flyweight.
I bet you that'd be a hard weight cut.
Surprise featherweight.
Piotr Jan's coming off of a couple wins, right?
Yeah.
Okay, who's he beat recently?
The first fight, he defeated Song Yadong by unanimous decision. After that, he defeated Davison Figueiredo by unanimous decision. And after that, he beat Marcus McGee by unanimous decision.
So he's beat some big names. McGee, I guess, is kind of thrown in there, but that was a great striking fight.
Yeah.
I mean, McGee's a good striker. That was a fun fight. So I think Jan has a lot of potential. He can easily knock out Bob if he can catch him.
Did you watch the first fight?
I did.
It was just basically striking more than wrestling.
Yeah, but Merab,
Only 6 minutes of control time for Merab and 1 minute for Piotr Jan.
see, folks, you don't even have to watch the fight because he's going to give you all the information, play-by-play as to how it took place.
And you can also go to ESPN.com to check out the stats.
Good job. Way to plug them in. Is that going to still be happening when this Paramount deal comes in place?
We're going to talk about that later, dude.
Okay, I'm sorry. All right, so that's our main event, 323. Where is this fight at?
T-Mobile Arena. Las Vegas!
Bruce Buffer, where you at, man? All right, co-main event.
In the co-main event, Alexandre Pantoja is trying to defend his title against Joshua Van.
Hey, he struck lightning in a bottle, as they say.
Yeah.
And he's up there. But now he's getting ready to get a test with Pantoja.
Yeah. Pantoja even said that he's younger, he's hungry, and it'll just play out how it plays out. I think that's what he said.
You think there's a little fear going in, or is this some gamesmanship? Maybe.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, both of them are great fighters. Joshua Van, his boxing is so good. So hopefully this fight stays on its feet. I got a feeling, though, Pantoja's going to get this thing to the ground, and he's going to play it out on the ground.
Yeah. I don't know. You can't tell with Van because he has not lost since Charles Jourdain.
It's been a little while.
Yeah, knockout.
Hey, he's good. We'll see, though. These fighters in these championship levels, we can look at this last card, right, at 322. They fight to win. They don't as much fight to knock you out anymore, right? And so what is the easiest path of victory for Pantoja?
Wrestling.
It's probably how he's going to get it done. Would you strike with somebody that you know can take your head off? If you can wrestle him and save your face?
Oh, come on. If you want to be the champion, you got to take some risks.
This is true. But, welcome to the MMA. With the MMA Wiz Kid.
Ding.
Yeah, who's the co-main event's co-main event?
Dude, you need to work on your wordplay. Before that, Brandon Moreno is taking on Taira.
And Brandon Moreno's calling for a title shot if he gets this win. What do you think?
I think that's true. Because Taira is like the only one that's really at the top and could put a problem.
I mean, the one thing we know about that fight is both of those guys bring it. And Taira and Moreno, they both have great ground games. And so I could see this one being a striker's delight, man. And these guys really just going at it.
But you never see Taira really engage in striking.
Well, I don't think he's going to have much of a choice.
Well, yeah. But what if it does go to the striking? Who do you think's going to win in the striking?
I think Brandon Moreno.
Duh.
He's a little awkward on the feet. He's got great striking. So, yeah, how do you think that fight's going to go?
I'm going to save that for the end.
Who's before that one, then?
Before that, Henry Triple C Cejudo is taking on the rising prospect Peyton Talbot.
I think I just saw that this is Henry Cejudo's retirement fight. He has said he is officially retiring after this fight.
Yes.
Sorry for breaking that news to you right here live, but that's what I heard.
Wah, 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 wah.
Which maybe is why Peyton Talbot is a favorite in this fight, is because maybe they're thinking that Henry Cejudo is just he's just going out. When you talk retirement, doesn't end well most times.
Well, he has 10 wins, 5 losses, and 3 of those losses have come in his last 3 fights.
But he's also Triple C, champion. Gold medal champion in wrestling, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he's 2 weight division champion in the UFC, correct?
Yes.
So he's a winner, and he knows how to win. So we'll see if he's going to bring that winning mentality to this last fight of his career, or if Peyton Talbot goes in there and just mops the floor with him.
Yeah, hopefully Triple C can bring a show in his last fight in his career.
Peyton Talbot's lost before, right?
Yes.
Who's he lost to?
Riley Barcelos, which I think the betting odds are a little disrespectful to Henry Cejudo because Peyton Talbot lost from wrestling, and Henry Cejudo is a wrestler. He's an Olympic gold medalist in wrestling.
Yeah.
So why is the betting odds not on him this time?
I mean, maybe the UFC is gunning for the rub, right? The good old Triple C rub to give it to Peyton Talbot so he can take it over. But I don't know. My prediction doesn't matter in this thing, but I think Henry Cejudo gets it done. But who am I? Who else do we have on this card?
Before that, Jan Blachowicz is taking on Bogdan Gustav.
Gustav. He's the bald-headed one that looks like Anthony Smith.
Well, yeah, he does look like the clone of Anthony Smith.
Yeah, I agree with that. And he knocks people out, correct?
Like in his last fight over Nikita Krylov. Ooh!
Man. So we'll see. We'll see. I don't know that I've ever seen...
Get knocked out?
I don't think I've ever seen Blachowicz get
I think
knocked
he's been
out.
knocked out.
Has he?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, like you say, I have a brain the size of a fish. So Goldfish. So maybe that's why I haven't seen it, because I forgot it.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, and what is happening to Jan Blachowicz, though? He is going down. He was at the top, and then...
Father time isn't nice to anybody.
Like Anthony Smith.
Yeah, it gets you, but hey, he's still a warrior. He's still a champion, and he's going to come ready to fight.
Yeah.
Whether he wins or not, that'll be yet.
Hopefully he doesn't put a boring fight like he did against Carlos Ulberg at UFC Fight Night, Edwards versus Brady.
Yeah, or when he fought Israel Adesanya, that was pretty boring too. He knows how to wrestle, so guess what he's probably going to try here?
Wrestle. But he lost in the wrestling to Glover Teixeira. That's how he lost his title.
Did he?
Yeah.
All right, who else do we have on this card?
Before that, Grant Dawson is taking on Manuel Torres in the featured prelim.
Grant Dawson. He's fun. He's only got 1 loss, right, in his career?
No, he's got 2 losses.
Oh, does he?
It was in a different organization, and his only loss in the sport is to, guess who?
Bobby King Green.
No, it's King Green.
By knockout in like the first 30 seconds.
Yeah, 33 seconds.
Wow. Yep. It's like I looked at the show notes.
That's because he did.
But I don't think that's on here in my defense, so winner, chicken
Well, you
dinner.
said you always remember that fight.
I do remember that fight.
You keep telling me on and on and on and on and on. When King Green was at the top, he knocked a few people out, then boom, he went down and boom, 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 he's out.
You know what? The one thing I'm learning out of this
Is what?
is he does listen to me. So good job, Brody. Sometimes I wonder, but there you go. Who's the fight before that?
Before that, Terrence McKinney is taking on American Top Team's Chris Duncan.
I like Terrence McKinney, but Chris Duncan's a fighter and he brings it too, so it should be a good fight.
Yeah, and Terrence McKinney's had some bad losses.
And he's also had some awesome wins.
Like the fastest knockout in UFC lightweight history.
The one thing you know you're going to get from Terrence McKinney is somebody that's going to bring it from the get-go, right?
Well, and then you got Chris Duncan, who is almost like the same thing in their striking and everything combined. They're not lookalikes, though.
No, he's tough. He's tough. I mean, that one fight he had against his teammate, I can't remember his name.
It was Rebecca.
You remember it. Rebecca. That was a war. So he can take a punch, he can deliver one, and so can McKinney. So we shall see what's going
And like his teammate Dustin Poirier always says, don't be silly, jump the gilly.
Jump the gilly. Let's go. Who's the fight before that one?
Before that, Macy Barber is taking on Karine Silva. Macy Barber, she hasn't fought in a little while.
That's right. She was supposed to fight Erin Blanchfield.
She hasn't fought in almost 2 years.
Oh, has it been that long?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because she was supposed to fight Erin Blanchfield this year, but then she got sick and pulled out at the last minute.
Yeah. Well, hopefully she's okay, and hopefully she comes to deliver, because she's a fun fighter when she fights.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize it's been 2 years.
Almost 2 years.
Wow. Almost 2 years.
Yeah.
Let's go Macy Barber. Let's see if you can get it done. And then we got a couple other ones. Do you want to highlight who's on the early prelims?
Oh, yes. Let's highlight those. Before that, Nazim Sadikov is taking on Paris's Farizian.
Should be a fun fight. The one thing I remember about Farizian is when he
knocked out Matt Frivola.
Oh, that was in Paris too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, that was brutal.
But it did in front of his hometown crowd.
Yep. So we'll see if he can deliver again.
But Nazim Sadikov is great. He's a monster.
He's tough. He brings it too. And he trains with Aljo.
Yeah,
and
all
Rob.
those guys.
Yeah. So you know he's got great cardio more
Yeah.
than likely. And yeah, he brings it the whole fight.
Yeah, in the featured early prelim, Marvin Vittori is taking on Bruno the Hulk Ferreira.
Vittori.
Yeah, he's almost not ranked. He hasn't been not ranked in a while.
So he's ranked what now?
Number 14.
Number 14.
Because
He's had a couple
broken out.
losses in a row, right?
Yeah. He's had a couple of losses in a row. And I can't imagine that he used to fight for the title. Man, he's had a rough road in the UFC. That's all I can say.
Well, he was hot for a while during COVID. Like, he was the man. He was all the way up at the top.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know if it's Father Time. He's changed his gym a couple times.
Yeah.
And so I think he's just lacking some consistency and some, accountability and things like that. So maybe this will help him to get back on his feet.
Yeah. But Bruno the Hulk Ferreira, he's a monster everywhere in striking and wrestling.
Yeah.
Like he submitted Jackson McVeigh at UFC 318, Poirier versus Holloway 3.
Okay, and then you got Edson Barbosa's on this card.
Yep, and he's facing the former retired Jalen Turner, and he's the favorite.
I like this fight. This fight should be great.
Well, it could be Edson Barbosa's last and final walk into the octagon because his performances lately haven't been his best.
Okay, and it could be Jalen Turner's final.
He said he needed to refresh and rebuild his confidence and strength.
Sure. Well, we shall see. We shall see if that gets rebuilt or if it gets torn down.
Yeah, and fun fact, Edson Barbosa's been in the UFC for 15 years.
Wow.
Since 2010, UFC 123.
Do you remember that spinning wheel kick that happened probably 15 years ago? I mean, he just put him to sleep. It was crazy. I remember he used to have vicious leg kicks. When Edson Barbosa fought against Dan Hooker, and he tore out his legs so Dan couldn't even stand anymore. Like, the highlight reel of Edson Barbosa is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it should be a good fight. I'm excited about it. Anybody else you want to highlight?
Mansour Abdul Malik is taking on Antonio Chocolate, and Antonio Chocolate hasn't fought since last year when he lost by guillotine to Tresean Gore.
Okay, so it's been a little while.
November 2nd, to be exact.
This is what these guys need. Maybe he got injured and he had to come back after a lengthy injury. So it sounds like at the end of the day, this card's stacked. We got a bunch of good fights on it. It's very top heavy. Doesn't seem like we should have a lot of boring fights. Should be very interesting card. What do you think?
I think it's going to be very interesting.
All right, folks, I'm excited to introduce to you a new segment that the Wiz Kid has decided to introduce, an announcement segment. It's going to tell you some upcoming things that are coming that the Wiz Kid is excited to share with you. What do you have to share with us today?
On Thursday, on Thanksgiving Day, during halftime of Kansas City Chiefs versus the Dallas Cowboys, which the Dallas Cowboys won, and he's a big fan of Dallas Cowboys, they announced UFC 324 and 325 cards. And let's jump into UFC 324. Who do you think headlined this?
324 is going to be headlined by Ilia Topuria versus Arman Tsarukyan.
Heck no! The main event, it's a surprising one, it's going to be Justin the Highlight Gaethje versus, who do you think?
Patty the Batty
Pimblett! Or as other people like to call him Fatty, but that changed over the years. And that's going to be for the lightweight interim title.
That should be a big fight. But so that's the main event, right?
Yeah.
And now what is the co-main?
In the co-main event, Kayla Harrison is looking to defend her title against her former teammate and former greatest of all time UFC female fighter in the world, Amanda the Lioness Nunes.
Yeah, it should be a big fight. Now it's at 35, correct?
And Kayla Harrison's a little bit disappointed that it wasn't the main event.
Sure, and rightfully so. I mean, you got an interim title is the top going ahead of title fight. Some people are saying two of the greatest women fighters of all time.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of times the title fights are all based off of weight class. So the higher weight class goes higher in the card. So that's why the main event is going to be
Gaethje versus Patty Pimblett.
Yeah.
But wait, there's more.
Who else is on it?
Before that, Sean O'Malley is going to take on Song Yadong.
Ooh.
Everyone expected this fight.
Did they?
Yeah.
I didn't expect it. But I think it's going to be a good one. I mean, you got strikers.
Yeah, so lots of strikers to like right there.
I mean, Song Yadong's trained by Uriah Faber, so he's going to have some wrestling.
And then he's the protege of Uriah Faber.
That's right. So that should be a good fight. Who else is on this card?
Walter Salsa Boy Cortez Acosta is going to face, and who is he going to face, Dad?
I don't know.
Derek the Black Beast Lewis.
Ooh.
That's probably going to be the title eliminator, the one who gets to fight Cyril Gane, because meanwhile, Tom Aspinall is in the hospital right now, and the doctors looked at him, and they said that he has a little disease on his eye. And he cannot see it, and he does not know when he'll be able to fight again.
So he still can't see.
Yeah.
That fight was back in
October 25th.
So have you confirmed this with sources, or are you
Brett
just saying
Okamoto.
this?
Brett Okamoto put an article on this on ESPN.com.
Wow. Well, man, that eye poke didn't look that bad, but man, apparently it was, you know?
Is
And
either that or he's lying.
Well, if he's blind, I mean, he can't fight unless he's Michael Bisping. He can figure out how to fake the testing to get into the fight, right? So, man, so now you're saying that's going to be the title eliminator to see who faces Gane for the interim title.
Or, if Tom Aspinall can't fight, we need a champion in the heavyweight division. And Tom Aspinall, he looks like a little bit of a coward right now. So, I think you would put the winner Cortez Acosta versus Lewis and put him against Cyril Gane for the heavyweight title. Boom, done.
Wow. Well, it'll be interesting.
Yeah, very interesting.
I saw where Tom Aspinall was saying that it was an intentional eye poke by
It was
Cyril Gane.
unintentional.
Yeah, I mean, I have no reason to believe he was like, oh, I'm beating you up right now, so I'm going to eye poke you.
Well, he was all bloody.
Yeah.
All bloody.
So, I mean, but I think he's a little sour. I mean, granted, he's rightfully frustrated because he still can't see.
And I think he lost some of that stardom from the eye poke.
Yeah, well, he was looking like a human in that fight, and he was actually getting beat.
I think Cyril Gane might be his kryptonite.
Could be. Hey, Cyril Gane's fun to watch. If he doesn't fight a wrestler, right?
Yeah.
I mean, think about his two losses. He got out-wrestled by Ngannou.
Yeah.
That wrestled him to the ground.
And he got submitted by John Jones.
So, I mean, if they put him up against some strikers, he's going to piece up Derek Lewis.
Yeah,
He'll
what?
piece up Salsa Boy.
Like Bang Bang.
Yeah.
Losing my strength. I can't get up. I'm a cockroach.
Yeah. When he messes up your equilibrium like that with shots like that, he's fun to watch. So I'm curious to see what happens. But any other big announcements you'd like to go before we jump into our picks?
Yes. And the main event for UFC 325, which I am quite surprised by, is Alexander Volkanovski. And guess who he's fighting?
Lerone Murphy, duh.
No! He's doing a rematch with Diego Lopez for some reason. Why couldn't you just do Lopez versus Murphy? Title eliminator right there.
Well, Volkanovski probably wanted to fight. I mean, you look at Lerone's last fight was against Aaron Pico, who's a Bellator PFL guy, and his fight before that was Josh Emmett.
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah, but then you look at Diego Lopez. He just got done beating who?
John Silva.
And then he lost to Volkanovski, but he beat John Silva.
Yeah.
So I think the record and the resume of Lopez is probably a little better.
Yeah.
But Lerone Murphy's still coming off a big win streak, right?
And UFC could have done better.
Could have, but I'm sure there's a method to their madness. It's probably timing. It's probably, hey, nobody answered when I needed them to, and they needed to pick this fight, and we had to get it done.
Yeah, and this fight is going to be in Sydney, so it's probably going to be an Australian full card. And Jack Dellman and Elena might even fight on that.
Hey, that'd be good to see him get back, get a rebound.
Yeah, but that's going to be in January, so it might not happen.
Yeah, if they haven't announced it yet, it probably won't.
Announced any other fights on that card.
But hey, I think it's time to go ahead and get into the picks with the Wiz Kid.
Oh yeah, let's go. Woo!
Are y'all ready for the picks with the Wiz Kid?
Yeah!
Oh, there it is. Yeah,
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Hey, we appreciate it. Hey, make sure you're commenting, you're addressing the picks that the Wiz Kid has, and keep in mind we're asking you not to bet or use any of the Wiz Kid's advice for betting it.
Well, yeah, if you look at 322.
But hey, let's get into it. So we're starting off in our early prelims. We have Muhammad Naimov versus Myron Santos.
I'm going with Myron Santos.
Knockout?
Yeah, knockout.
Wow. Mansur Abdul Malik versus Antonio Trocoli.
Do it. It's good. This is easy. Mansur Abdul Malik.
Yeah.
Knockout.
Ooh, well, he trains with Brad Tavares?
Yeah, and
Okay.
Sean Strickland.
Okay.
And all
So-
the other guys are that.
I mean, he trains with some killers, so he's probably ready for it. Ivo Bornyuski versus Ibo
I'm
Aslan.
going with Ibo Aslan.
Okay, now he had a boring fight in his last fight,
Billy
right?
Alicante and lost by unanimous decision 30-27, 30-27, 30-27 on all three just scorecards.
Wow, you spit that out really fast.
Yeah.
So he needs a comeback fight. So you're thinking he's going to get it done. Edson Barbosa versus Jalen Turner. Who you got?
I'm going with Jalen Turner.
Ooh, isn't he the nickname the Tarantula?
Yeah.
He's super long.
Yeah.
Hey, we'll see. And you think it's going to be the retirement fight for Edson Barbosa?
If he loses, maybe not.
Yeah, we'll find out. Marvin Vittori versus Bruno Ferreira.
I'm going with Bruno Ferreira.
Okay. You think it's going to be a knockout, or you think...
I think it might either be knockout or submission.
Well,
It
we
is.
shall.
It is not going to the decision.
And is this the last pay-per-view for
ESPN, yes.
and this year, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now let's get into the prelims. You got Nazim Sadikov versus Faris Zion.
I'm going with Farazan.
Okay. Macy Barber versus Karine Silva.
I'm going with Macy Barber.
Terrence McKinney versus Chris Duncan.
I'm going with Chris Duncan.
Woo, I'm going Terrence McKinney. Grant Dawson versus Manuel Torres.
I'm going with Grant Dawson.
Okay.
Easy wrestling.
John Blachowicz versus Bogdan Guskov.
I'm going with Jan Blachowicz.
Henry the Triple C Cejudo versus Peyton Talbot.
I'm going to have to pick Peyton Talbot.
Oh, no.
Sorry,
I
dude.
think Henry Cejudo gets it done. Brandon Moreno, Tatsuro Taira.
I'm going with Brandon Moreno.
Hey, big fight. Alexandra Pantoja versus Joshua Ban.
And now, undisputed UFC flyweight champion of the world, Joshua Ban.
So that lightning in a bottle continues and he gets it done, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
He gets it done.
That'd be a huge win. And now let's go to the main event. Merab Dvalishvili versus Piotr Jan.
And still,
The machine.
as expected, the machine, Merab Dvalishvili.
Woo! Well, there you have it, folks. The Wiz Kid picks him again. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you being on here today. The Wiz Kid has been at it again. He's been studying and researching, so you don't have to. So make sure you like, subscribe.
And ring the bell so you don't miss out on all our videos. We'll see you after the fights. God bless.
It's time!